Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Dirty Talk Vegas, where we talk to the bold. Stories unfold from the young to the old. Nothing's ever off limits to be told. I'm here in Las Vegas. It's just going to be me today. I do have a guest, but Carlucci is out of the building for the moment. As you can see, I'm in a different environment right now. Hey, when you are always on the go, you just got to do what you got to do. So, with that being said, I'm gonna get right into it. This today we're gonna be talking a little bit about Christmas and the dirty side of Christmas. A lot of people don't know that um a lot of evil actually stems from Christmas. A lot of people have even said, like, if you spell Santa backwards or mix up the letters, whatever, it's Satan. So we're definitely going to talk to somebody who has a little more knowledge on this topic and get a couple of insights, see what it's all about. So most people believe that, even the whole story of Santa coming down the chimney was like more of a pedophile thing back in the day, and Saint Nick bringing presents to everybody was like also some kind of like pedophile type of thing. There's so many different versions of Christmas and what it means. So this is really just going to be one of the things that that Christmas means to some people. So, when you hear this, just know that it might start raining where I'm at. We're kind of like in the middle of a little bit of a winter storm. So get cozy, get next to the one you love, burn those candles, burn whatever else you like to burn, grab you a drink, and just like give prayer to hear what Christmas really means. All right, so without further ado, I must bring in our next guest who's going to tell us a little bit about what he thinks about Christmas and what it means to him. All right. Recording in progress. 3,000 people. All right.
Hello.
All right. So we got Rob. It looks like we don't have video. Is there no video?
Oh, sorry about that.
It's all good. I didn't know if you wanted to be without video or not. So
Doesn't matter.
literally, I am at one job. My co-host isn't here today, but I was like, this show must go on. We cannot not talk about this because it's very important that people know um, what Christmas means to some people. So I did kind of go into um, a little bit about what we're going to talk about here before you came on to the broadcast. But now that you're here,
Mm-hmm.
I want you to just tell the people, like, I don't know what side you have because there's so many different sides, right? There's the Santa side, and then there's just like the CMAS. Like, so I don't know where you're going to go with this, but just tell the people a little bit about what Christmas means to you as a person.
What it means to me or the origins of it?
The origins of it, like what you know about it. Like, what does it mean?
Oh, okay. As far as I can remember, a long time ago in ancient Babylon, they held this custom where they would cut down trees and put, ornaments on it. So this thing went. It wasn't called Christmas before. I forgot what it was called, but it was a winter festival. And then later in Rome, they picked it up as a feast of Saturnalia, which started the winter solstice.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very different set of rituals they would do during this time. Like, am I allowed to speak freely, or do I have to
Yeah,
censor myself
you're allowed
about
to,
what
this
they
is dirty
do?
talk, so you can say whatever you want. The whole purpose of it being dirty talk, like let's get the nitty gritty. Let's go for it. So yeah, I want you to tell them, like, weren't they sacrificing kids? It was like on a pedophile type of thing,
Mm,
wasn't it?
not sacrificing kids. They were having sex with kids. They would send the women away and give their male lovers presents, and they would both have take turns having sex with little boys.
Ugh, that is so
That's
terrible.
what they would. I mean, that was their custom. That's what they did. But that's where it came from, and they merged that into Christmas in about 325 A.D. when Constantine took over as the emperor because he wanted to appease both sides. He wanted to say, okay, there's pagans that don't want to give up their stuff, but I can merge it with the Christmas stuff,
Mm-hmm.
so everybody's happy.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of changed it from from what that was to just gift giving and Yuletide logs and all these winter things. They kind of merged it and changed it into. Actually, Santa Claus didn't come around until later after the Romans, but it was
And
Christ Mass or Christmas. Yeah.
yeah, Christ Mass, that's what it was. I was trying to remember it. And Saint Nick was also derived from something negative, wasn't it? Wasn't he?
Yeah. It was someone in Turkey actually. That story originated like in Ottoman Empire.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit later than Rome. Like Rome was, yeah, Ottomans came afterwards. So yeah, afterwards, the Ottomans, no, before actually, the Ottomans were the ones who took over Constantinople and made it into Istanbul, Turkey. Now, like they're the reason that it's called Turkey right now. It's because they took over all that land, and it was a citadel called Constantinople that was like the Christian Holy Land, and they destroyed it and took it over, and now it's a Islamic major city. But in that area is where they came up with the idea of Santa Claus. It would be someone who comes down the chimney, gives you gives you presents, and gives coal to bad kids. That's kind of where it started originally, or gives like bad things to bad children. So it was something they made up to make the children behave.
And so a lot of people say like Santa is basically Satan because you just mix the letters around and it really stands for
Yeah,
Satan.
if you mix the words around it spells Satan, and
Right.
clause actually means agreement if you want to be technical. So it's
Whoa.
so it's like Satan clause or Satan's agreement.
Ooh, see, and that's a lot of what people don't know about when it comes to Christmas. A lot of people are focused on saying that that's when Jesus was born, but I mean, it's kind
Mm.
of already been debunked that even
Yeah, I can tell you when he was born. I can tell you easily. He died around Passover or the Easter, right? He
right.
was 33 and a half. You take half a year from Easter, it's September.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm.
when he was born. And also in the Bible, in the New Testament, it tells you in the book of Luke, he was born at tax season. In ancient times, tax season was when you harvest, like the fall time. Like you have to have tax or cattle or something to tax. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever your harvest comes in and you pick your cattle or your livestock you want to sell, that's when you pay taxes. So it says in the book of Luke, right before the taxes came, he was born. Oh, I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry, right after. Right after the time they pay taxes, he was born. So that's Septemberish.
Right. And they were even saying, like, even just the whole story of it all, like how the cattle are, like, how he was in a manger, like, at that time, it wouldn't have been dead of winter because that's not where they would have had the
Yeah,
animals.
they wouldn't
Like,
have had him outside in it. Yeah, no,
it was like
no.
so deep on so many levels. Like, I'm just like, how did we get to the point where it's just like we accepted um Christmas as his birthday because like you said it's not in the Bible like what day Jesus was born. So how did we even come up
No, it's not.
with Christmas? Like why
The
do
Christians. It was Constantine,
Constantine turned a
325
lot
A.D.
of things around?
He did. He had ultimate control over the world and over its religion. So yeah, he did what he wanted to.
And so a lot of do you know like a lot of the holidays are revolved around that, like even Easter as well, when it's supposed to be
Yeah,
like the Passover
I've
time.
researched. I've researched them all. Yeah. Actually, Easter
Ishtar,
was a fertility. Yeah, Ishtar,
Ishtar.
but it was a fertility ritual because that time of the year everything's dead. So they know one way to make things come alive is to have children.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
That's why you have Valentine's Day. Love leads to babies.
mm-hmm.
Love leads to fertility. It's a fertility ritual for them to ensure that they will have more people the next year. That's how it actually started. But stories get merged in, gods get adopted. But a lot of things they did was really for population control. Because, like I said, back then it was easy to die. Like you could die at like 4 or 5 or 7. Like if you lived to 13, sometimes it's like wow, because life was it was uncivilized. Like there was boulders everywhere. Like the world was not like it is today. Like today we live in a civilized, controlled world. Back then, no. It wasn't like that. So to ensure they have enough people to keep their society, they had these rituals where they would have more babies to ensure we got more people. Yeah.
And then yet they're trying
life
to
was way different back then.
It's crazy. Because I thought,
yeah, because if you have no people, you have no city, no country, no taxes, no anything. So the people have to multiply.
That's true. I always thought like they were trying to bring the population down because there's not enough resources, and I always thought like that was the issue. I didn't realize they were trying to increase
Probably.
it. Wow, that's a lot.
Probably. Now, I think more the issue is overconsumption. Yeah, I think overconsumption is more the problem than overpopulation because we consume way too much as a species.
That's true. Most definitely.
Yeah, think about how much food we waste every day, how much food we throw away.
Oh my God, I see the food that's being thrown away all the time. So, I mean, living in Las Vegas, you see they throw away food like just loads and loads of it into the dumpster, like never been touched. And I'm just like, oh my God, like so many people could have ate that. Like, is it molten? If it's not moldy, like let's give it to somebody, but it is what it is. So for people who are interested in knowing the truth about Christmas, where can they go for this information? A lot of people are like, oh, that's just him saying it. That's them saying it. They don't know nothing. So like if they wanted to research.
Well, no, this is history. It's documented what the Romans celebrated, what the Babylonians celebrated. You can literally go to any reputable website that you can get information from. Well, it used to be encyclopedias. Like when I first started studying this, I had to go into a encyclopedia to read it. And they don't really do that anymore.
Encyclopedias.
Yeah, not many people have them anymore.
So wait,
but all of this is documented.
This was in the encyclopedias?
Yeah, Saturnalia was in my S encyclopedia when I was a kid. We had like a whole set like of encyclopedias, and I would read and like find out new stuff. And that's one that I went through, and I was like, "Oh, this is in here."
Wow, I would have never suspected that to be an encyclopedia. Like, I mean, I only went to encyclopedias when I had to look up a research for paper, like a paper we're doing in class, but I didn't realize that all that information was in there. I'm slipping. So, okay. So any reputable website will tell you about the real Saint Nick and the real meaning of Christmas.
Yeah, okay. The festival. Yeah, the Babylonian festivals and the Roman festivals. You really can just type in Google Roman festivals and it'll tell you all the ones they had and what they meant. Like literally, it'll tell you a full page of everything they did.
Wow. That is so crazy. And so if anybody wanted to ask you questions, is there somewhere they could talk to you about this? Or do you have like any information that you like to pass out to anybody that may be listening to this broadcast?
They want to talk to me. I have Facebook. I have Instagram. I don't want to really give up my number, but
no, don't give up your number. But Instagram, where can they find you at on Instagram if they just wanted to follow you because they feel like you're very knowledgeable in this information, which you are. I mean, you read encyclopedias as a kid. Like, wow, I don't know many people who've done that. So
I got in trouble a lot. They made me read as a punishment.
That is so great. I think that is the best punishment ever. Tupac's mother,
I agree.
The same thing, and look how intelligent he was. I wish I would have thought to do that with my daughter, but no, I was just like, no phone. But yeah, make them read a book, make them read an encyclopedia, make them read a dictionary. That is an amazing time to gather information for kids. So okay, where can they find you on Instagram then?
My Instagram is Mr. Sincere, SINCERE 86. And my Facebook, you have me on Facebook, right? You can post my page on here if you want.
I do. Most people don't go to Facebook to find people. They usually go to Instagram. So
you never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
You have his Instagram information. Okay, well, what's your Facebook information then if they want to look for you on Facebook?
It's common, but Robert Gray. I guess you can look me up. Yeah, you can look me up on my email, jr0455 at yahoo.com, and I should pop right up. That's because search by email. Whoever has an email, they pop up.
And what city are you calling from, basically? What city are
Houston.
you? Houston. Okay, so there's a little bit of a
Mm-hmm.
time difference, but if you guys want to get with this man and find out more information, you can follow him on Instagram and you can add him on Facebook. You never know. You could have the ladies looking. They might be like, "Hey, what's his name? What's Mr. Gray? Could be chasing
Maybe,
Gray." Is there
maybe.
anything else that you wanted to add about Christmas that people don't know about besides? Because I remember also the candy cane meant something, the red and white meant something, or
I
was
forgot what the candy cane meant.
the candy cane meant something crazy too?
It's yeah, it did. But only thing I can remember to say is actually the story of the Jesus fish story. Like they merged the age of Aquarius coming into being into Jesus, because like literally if you look in the time he was born, in the heavens there's constellations like Aquarius, Sagittarius, such and such. The age and the stars that we were moving into was Aquarius. So in that story, since he was going to be dominant in this age, they had to use that symbolism to show who the main piece of worship was. Because before that, it was the bull, it was Baal, it was all kinds of other things that were bull or horn god theme. If you look through the time, you see they at one point it was calves, it was horn gods, then it was boom, it was fish, and it was this. That's how they did it back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I do also remember them saying something about like the red and white at one point was supposed to represent the blood of Jesus and all that. So I mean, they kind of
It
twisted the
might.
story, huh?
I said it might.
They twisted the story on so many levels. So I mean, you just kind of have to do your own research and look it up, like you said. So, but I just wanted to get the basics, and I knew you had the basics of it because if I try to tell the basics, I like leave out so many details. So I'm just glad that you came on here and just kind of like clarified it for the rest of the people. What Christmas, what's really behind the scenes of Christmas. So, I mean, if you're going to celebrate, I say celebrate family and just being together and being off of work, because that's most time everybody gets off, they get off from school, stuff like that. So, but you can also celebrate Kwanzaa, and Kwanzaa's a more, when is Kwanzaa? I don't even know.
It's like it's an African tradition, more like East Africa, like Kenya, like it's really big out there, and it's like a really like a feast. It's like a festival. It's like about like 13, 14 days or something like that. I'm fuzzy, but I haven't looked that one up in a while.
But there's
But
no
yes, it's the African custom.
religiousness to the background
No,
story.
it's more like an African spiritual thing, just gift giving and just being generally nice to each other. That's really the vibe of it.
Basically what we should be doing for Christmas anyway. So, yeah, there
Agreed.
you have. If you want to celebrate something else during Christmas time, you can celebrate Kwanzaa. Well, I appreciate your information, Rob. I'm so glad that you just broke that down for me because, like I said, me trying to explain it, I would have been all over the place. So, thank you so much for
No problem.
yeah, coming on the show and just talking briefly about it. And I definitely hope to have you on the show again because you seem very knowledgeable in a lot of stuff. I'm gonna have to get back with you. I have to see what else is up in there.
Just let me know. Let me know.
All right. Thanks for coming on, and we'll catch you again on another time. Thanks, Rob.
All right, take care.
All
All
right.
right, see you.
Goodbye. So there you have it, the true meaning behind Christmas that a lot of people don't know. So definitely do your research, check that out. That kind of goes with all the holidays. There's always some kind of weird ass meaning behind them. So just take the time to do your research, know what you're celebrating, and I don't know. I just try to steer clear from any pagan type of holidays, which some may argue that it's not, but do your research. The history is all there, like you said. It's in the encyclopedia. I didn't even know that. So crazy. Anyways, other news. I have a little bit of gossip. As you know, Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. Well, he's been extradited back to, I think it's Canada where he's from. Anywho, his father is upset about this. claims Jay-Z is behind it all amongst other people. And so it's just, I don't know. There's so many people that feel different ways about it. I'm kind of like, you do the crime, you pay the time. Like, you shouldn't have had a gun out, especially inside a car, loaded. If you're pointing it, waving it around, your ass needs to be locked up regardless, because you just don't have any sense on, you know, having a weapon like that. Like, you have to be so careful when you have weapons like that. You never know what can happen. And literally, he could have killed somebody. He could have accidentally shot and the bullet came down. Like, you just don't know. And to put myself in that environment and predicament, yeah, I'm going to have to say something. Like, you're not going to just be pulling out guns on me, and it's just is what it is. So hey, shit happens. It is what it is. So sorry to all the Tory Lanez fans, and hopefully Megan Thee Stallion can get past this, and hopefully she doesn't have any like flashbacks, or you know um any kind of like PTSD from it, like post-traumatic stress disorder. Like, you never know. Like, it happens when you get in an accident. So I mean, I can only imagine somebody pulling a gun on you, like how long that stays in your mind. So anyways, that is what's going on in other news. And as you guys know, Brittany Greer's back. The one that was the basketball star who went out and had a baby. She's back. So I mean, welcome home. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year coming up. And hopefully you guys get to those New Year's resolutions and live life to the fullest. Life is short, and yeah, you gotta live life to the fullest. Um, During the holidays, a lot of people also have a bit of mental breakdowns, or the mental state is just not right all the time. Please remind these people, please remind yourself to breathe. Breathing is the most important thing that you can do for yourself. Breathing exercises, just inhale and exhale. Raise your hands above your head. Breathe and bring it down, and just make sure that you take the time to do that. Breath work is so important. Look up sky breath work, sky meditation, all those things, and hopefully the new year will bring a better you. Well, I guess till next time, you guys already know, right? Safe sex and motherfucking paychecks. That's it, folks. Very short for you today. Take care.